Now remember to record. So we're doing the exam review, which is basically the homework. Which means after today, I will not be giving feedback on homework. Because you'll have the answers. You'll be able to do it yourself, figure it out yourself, hopefully. I will answer emails about it, should you have a question. So let's see, we have our universal set, which is the letters Q through Z. We have set A, which is Q, S, U, W, and Y. Set B, which is Q, S, Y, and Z. And set C, which is V, W, X, Y, and Z. And we want to list the elements in the set A complement intersects B. So my first thing to do would be to find A complement. And in general, what is the complement of a set? I have set A, what is A complement? No. All right, everything in a universal set, not an A. So let's go through and say I got a Q and A, so mark out this one. I have an S and A, so mark out the S. I have a U and A. I have a V and A, and I have a Y and A. So that leaves A complement is R, T, V, X, and Z. Now I want to know, where does that intersect B? So what is an A complement and NB? So I'm looking at set B here. Is Q an A complement? I don't see it. How about S? How about Y? No, so it's just Z. Any questions on how we got that? Okay, this next one is the hardest one here. And the problem is understanding the notation. First of all, determine the cardinal number of the set. So what is a cardinal number of a set? Again, in general. Well, the number of elements in the set. So now we just need to look at this and figure out what the heck this means. And it's read as the set of all X's, such that X is a letter of the alphabet. In other words, X can be A, X can be B, X can be C, X can even be X, or Y, or Z. So what are the elements of my set? It's everything that X can be, and X can be any letter in the alphabet. So what is a set? I'm sorry? And what is the set? What are the elements of the set? The alphabet. So then what's the cardinal number of the set containing the alphabet? Or to put it in simpler terms, how many letters in the alphabet? I think it's still 26. Someone in the last class said 27, so I was wondering if maybe they invented something new. Or maybe it's the Russian alphabet. I forget how many are in that. Any questions there so far? The hard part is understanding what this means. And it's basically saying I want every X where X equals a letter of the alphabet. So X can equal any letter of the alphabet, which means the set contains every letter of the alphabet, including X. I know it's a little confusing. I really need to change that. But the spring's the last time I'm teaching this, so a little late to change it. Okay, now we have list all of the subsets. Subsets, not proper subsets, of the following set: Siamese and domestic shorthair. So when we're listing the subsets of a set, what's the first thing we start with? What is a subset of every set? The empty set? Okay. Don't forget that one. And then, of course, there's a set with the element Siamese. And a set with the element domestic short hair. I shortened this question. There used to be 3 cats. Yeah, that's 8 sets. And then since it's subsets and not proper subset, we can include Siamese and domestic short hair. Okay. Any questions on that? Always start with the empty set. Okay, so now we're going to use the Venn diagram here. To find the elements of the following set. A intersects B complement. So what is B complement? Everything not in B. So element Y is B complement is what? Well, I got 15, 16, and 17. And 21 and 22. Okay. And I want to intersect that with A. Well, that's pretty easy. A is this stuff. Everything in A. Which is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And I want the intersection. So what do they have in common? You can see it visually or you can see it here. 15, 16, 17. Now be careful on the test, because I'll use the same picture, but the question may be different. It's easier to just copy the picture than it is to create a whole new one. So then we come to the problem that everybody has a problem with. We did this in class once already, right? But we'll do it again because I didn't record that day. So we have 50 students were surveyed and asked if they were taking a social science, natural science, or humanities course. 21 were taking social science, 26 were taking 21 social science, 26 humanities, and 19 natural science. Then we go through the whole list. So our first step, of course, we want to create a Venn diagram. We have 3 sets. 1, 2, 3. What do I have? Social science, natural science, and humanities. So far, so good? So now the trick to this is to start at the end. 7 were not in any. Okay. 3 were in all 3. Well, that's this right here, right? 10 were taking both humanities and natural science. So that's the intersection of humanities and natural science. I need a total of 10 in there. I already have 3. 7. Okay, 7 we're taking social science and natural science. That's this here. And there's 3 of them, so 4. Then we have 9. We're taking social science and humanities. That's this group here. I already have 3, so this is 6. And now we go to our list. Natural science has 19. Well, we've accounted for 4 plus 3 plus 7, which is 14. So how many are left? Out of 19? 5. Okay, humanities has 26. Well, I've accounted for 7 plus 3 plus 6, which is 16. So how many are left? And then social science has 21. And I have 4 plus 3 plus 6 accounted for, which is 13. So how many are left? And what's our question? Natural science, only natural science. Not how many people are taking natural science. That would be kind of easy, wouldn't it? We would need a Venn diagram. It's how many people are only taking natural science. So any questions on that? Okay, so again, we have our 3 sets from before, and we want to list the elements in the set A intersect B union C. Just like when adding and subtracting and all, we do what's in parentheses first. So I need to find B union C, which is simply what? Everything in B, Q, S, Y, and Z, and everything in C that's not already listed, V, W, X, because Y and Z are already listed. And now I want to intersect that with A, which is simply Q, S, U, W, Y. So what I'm looking for is what do they have in common? Well, I have a Q here and a Q here. I have an S here and an S here. I have a W and a W, and I have a Y and a Y. So I'm looking at Q, S, W, Y. Easy, right? Should be an easy test. I'll save the hard one for last. Okay, so I saw a lot of different things on this in the homework. We have a base 16 number, BAE. We may want to remind ourselves 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, 13, 14, and 15. So looking at B, A, E, I probably want, yes. Because it's base 16, so we got to go up to 15. That's just writing out the base 16 numerals. We don't need it, but bad habit or good habit, depending. So B is 11 as far as we're concerned. And A is 10 and E is 14. And now we're in base 16. So we start down here at 16 to the 0, 16 to the first, 16 to the second. So this is 14 times 1, which is 14. This is 10 times 16, which is 160. And this is 11 times, what was it, 256? Which comes to what? 28, 16. Add it up, we get that. I knew the answer, I just didn't know the intermediate. I've been grading a lot of homework this week. Not as much as I would expect, but. Okay, so now we're going to convert 387 to base 2, and I'm going to go over here. 2 to the 0 is 1, 2 to the first is 2, 2 to the third is 8. Nope. Gotta watch me. 2 to the second is 4. 2 to the third is 8. 2 to the fourth is 16. 2 to the fifth is 32. 2 to the sixth is 64. 2 to the seventh is 128. And 2 to the eighth is 256. And I don't need 2 to the ninth. So start out with 387. Well, I believe 256 will go into that once. Leave me with 131. And 128 will go into that once. Leaving me with 3. Well, 64 won't go in that. Neither will 32. Or 16. Or 8. Or 4. But 2 does once. And then 1 does once. So I have 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Where did I get 8? 0. Well, I have 5 zeros and then don't forget the base. Any questions on how we did that? Okay, so now we have a base 2 number we want to convert to base 10. So it's 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 times 2 to the 0 times 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth, 2 to the fifth. Now this is 1 times 1. This is 0 times 2. This is 1 times 4. 0 times 8. 1 times 16. 1 times 32. That's 32. 16. 0. 4. 0. 1. And if memory serves me correct, is that 53? Any questions? Everybody got the page? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, this next one seems to have confused a lot of people. I have a base 5 number and I want to convert it to base 2. Well, first, I need to convert it to base 10. So essentially, we're doing 2 things at once here. So I have the number 3, 4, 1, 2, and it's base 5. So that's times 5 to the 0, 5 to the first, 5 to the second, 5 to the third. So this is 2 times 1, 1 times 5, 4 times 25, and 3 times 125. That's 375, 100, 5, and 2, which is 482. And I've got a lot of people that stop there. We're not done though. I need it in base 2. So running through my base 2 list. 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third. And no, you don't have to go through this every time. If you can do it without doing this, feel free to do so. I do it because I'm showing you, and this way I don't skip something. 128 and 2 to the 8th is 256. And I don't need 512. So I'm looking at 482. 256 goes into that once, right? 226. 128 goes into that once. Leaves me with 98. 64 goes into that once. Leaves me with not 32, 34. And 32 goes into that once. Leaves me with 2. So no, 0, 0, 0. 2 goes into 2 once. So this is a 1. So I'm looking at 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. That should be a 0. I think there's one like that on the online test, but I don't think there's one like that in the in-person test. And then these last two is basically one question. I just split it apart. So to show you each step. So first we want to convert the number 4,325 to base 20. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're saying.
What about the last step when we make 2 power 0 equals 1 1 times 0?
Here.
Number 10.
I'm sorry?
The last step when we say 2 power 0 equals 1 times 0. How do we have 0? Because we don't have anything to minus with it?
Yeah, when we did the 2 times 1, we have 2, which leaves 0.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 goes into 0 0 times.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so back to this. I'm converting to base 20. So again, 20 to 0. 20 to the first. Is 20. 20 to the second is 400. 20 to the third would be 8,000, so we don't need that. So we have 4,325. How many times does 400 go into 4,325? And that's 4,000. Leaves me 325. How many times does 20 go into 325? And you are allowed to use calculators on this test. 16, which is 320. That leaves 5. And I believe 1 goes into 5 times, leaving 0. Now, this is not your answer. Because this is telling me 5 times 20 to 0, 6 times 20 to the first, 1 times 20 to the second, 0 times 20 to the third, and 1 times 20 to the fourth, which is over 160,000. So don't, oh, no, 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 no. It just drives me nuts. I'm sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's easy. A, B, C, D. Is that 13? 14, 15, 16. What comes after G? I'm not singing, so I have to think about it. 17, 18, H, I, J, 19. Okay. So 5 is simply 5. 16 is G, and 10 is A. I'm looking at A, G, 5, base 20. Okay. Any questions on that? So now we want to convert 4,300. Yes.
What? Where did the A? What is the 10? Oh, never mind. I figured it out. Never mind.
Just like with the base 16.
I got it.
Okay. If you have a question, ask it. I'm sure somebody else is wondering the same thing. Everything all right?
Yeah, I just missed the 10 up there. I just didn't see it somehow.
I don't know how many times I've seen that. Please don't write that down.
Yes.
10, 16, and 5. We just figured it out. That's why I did that. Now the test, you have to do both in the same problem. So how do I write 10 in mine? How do I write 16 in mine? How many lines? And how do I write 5? You may want to include the numbers just for safety's sake. Don't have to. And that's it. I'm sorry. To the second page. Which problem?
To the file.
Any questions?
Want the chart with the Mayan conversion?
I wasn't thinking I would.
Oh, come on now.
How hard is this to remember?
Very hard. It's like when it's the way.
That's all you got to remember. Now you learn Roman numerals in elementary school.
No,
I think you can handle this.
I did not learn Roman numerals.
Right on flashcards.
I'm sorry?
Like write it on flashcards and bring it with us. Is that cheating?
As long as you don't have it with you when you're taking the test. Is it really that difficult? Do I need to give it to you?
Please. But don't you make it, let us
like-
make a cheat sheet with that on there.
Or just write it up on the board so we can see it.
Is it really that bad? But is that fair to the online students? Because they don't have it.
Post the chart in there.
They
Put it in the chat. They probably Googling it anyways.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I bet they're Googling on their phone while they're taking the test.
My numbers.
Have you never taken an online class recently?
I know about response.
Yeah.
There's ways.
Oh yeah, there's definitely ways.
There's a little.
But in the long run, who are you really cheating?
Yourself.
I promise you, I'm not gonna need to know Mayan numbers out
The
the
answer
field.
you want. That's